Lopez is back at it again, and Scenery is here with the main man, George Lopez, and we're talking to him about his new show, Lopez on TV Land.
You have problems at your expensive private school, you're having a guardian dispute with your neighbor, and you were called a racist. George Lopez, you have white man problems.
You say that this show is a part of what we've never seen before. How so?
Well, I've been very fortunate in the fact that I've been able to work with great actors. The first show I had, Constance Marie, who was amazing, played my wife, Angie, and Belita Moreno, who played my mom, amazing. Everybody loves her. Emiliano Diaz, who played Vic, my father-in-law, and in St. George. I had Danny Trejo doing comedy, hilarious. I had David Zayas, who was on Dexter. Amazing. Olga Meredith, Broadway actress, and even Jen Lyons, who is on Broadway, and great cast. And even this show with Haley Hundley and Citric and Moranzio Vance, people that, we cast people that no one had really kind of seen yet.
You've had amazing guests. You've had Babyface, you've had Kathy Griffin, you've had Snoop Dogg, which I've heard was an interesting guest star to have.
Snoop is the greatest. When I did my talk show, Snoop was on, and every time he was on, we did great interviews together. We remained friends after that, so we would see each other at Laker games, and his style of life. And then one time it's funny how you never really when you do something for friends, you don't expect anything to be. You don't do it because there's another reason. But I was in San Diego, and Snoop was doing this football show on YouTube, and he asked me if I could do it. I drove back, and I did it. And then when we needed somebody for my show, I asked him, and he moved his schedule around like I moved my schedule around, and it helps you get off to a good start. This dude's blowing on my phone. I'm ignoring a rap icon because he wants me to perform for his maid. Where's my car? Hey, vámonos, vato.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my car. Vámonos, pícale. Let's go. Time is money. Vámonos. What are you laughing at, dude? Everything you have.
Because you just gave Mayor Viragosa your valet ticket.
Vámonos, vato. Really? Pendejo.
That means stupid.
I know. I can't believe it either, sir.
Is the show 100% scripted? Do you freestyle a lot? How does that go?
Well, that's a good question. So there is a script, and the writers are really good at it, And what I do in the summer, what I did last summer was I would take situations that would come across, and I would write an email to those guys, and I would send it to them. Like when I bought my house, I had an issue with the trees on my side of the yard, and the neighbor told me that he had a problem with me cutting down my trees on my side. So I put it in the first scene of the first show, in the beginning of the show, that my neighbor says, hey, I'm a little disappointed in you. And that's what that guy told me. That guy told me, I'm a little bit disappointed in you. And you can't say that to a Latino.
Because of your tree? So how did you take action into that?
Well, we made it so that I told him I wasn't going to trim my trees on the show, and it's a thing that gets started in the show, and it introduces the neighbor. But in real life, I told the neighbor that he should probably go home before he gets hurt.
We talked about you trimming back these trees a little.
Manolo, talk to this guy about the trees.
You're not a gardener, are you?
So the show mirrors a lot of your life then, right?
Yeah. What's funny is that I was in my garage. So this is the kind of stuff. I was in my garage, and the door was open, and these LAPD guys go by, and they're two Latino guys. They're patrolling. So they pull over, and they get out, and they're in uniform. So I'm in my garage, and now I'm standing in the driveway, and they're standing in my driveway, and it looks to the untrained eye like I'm being detained in front of a garage door that's open. So they're saying, hey, how long have you lived here? I said, I've been here like about a year. Oh, we didn't know you lived here. And then my neighbor, the one with the trees, goes by, and I say to the cops, I said, hey, if that dude ends up dead, come to my house because I'll be the prime suspect, joking. And the guy didn't know that I knew the cops, so he was like, what this guy's...
So he feared you.
This guy's like, I haven't seen him. I've seen him once in 2 years.
You talk about your daughter as well and all that kind of things growing up. Your daughter is doing comedy as well, right? How do you kind of get her into that? Or how have you kind of embraced that on her?
Yeah, my daughter is actually in college taking performing classes and wants to perform. I encouraged her, and I would not tell her what my grandmother told me. My grandmother said, why are you a comedian? I'm funnier than you. And I would never say that to my daughter. And I would want her to be funnier than me. So I learned something from my grandmother's. You just want to make her do the best that she can and be the best that she can. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud that she's that she's taken that that route. Like she said, should I go perform in clubs and stuff? And I was like, like part of me is like, it's awful. So I might just give her money to stay home and do it.
Hey, Mr. Lopez.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
And your bride is lovely too.
Hey, Cochino, come on, let's go. Come on, Manolo, get the car. Hurry up.